When you or your family have an emergency that requires police attention, how long will it take for an officer to respond? That's a question many Jacksonians have to ask themselves every day. The city's Public Service Communications Center handles tens of thousands of 911 emergency calls and non-emergency calls each year. That includes calls for service by the police and fire departments. In most jurisdictions, when a 911 call comes in for police assistance, the call center notes the time the call was received, when an officer is dispatched to respond to the call, and when that officer arrives at the scene. Here's an example from New Orleans, where such data is compiled and updated each weekday and available for public review. The data includes the location where police are called to respond, and the type of crime in question: assault, robbery, vandalism, etc. Police commanders and city leaders can analyze this data and discover trend lines for the officers' response times. Any citizen has the right under state law to obtain and review this information. It includes no private information and nothing regarding criminal investigations in progress. On February 9th, we sent the City of Jackson a public records request for a copy of the police department's call for service logs from 2019 and 2020. We detailed exactly what data we're looking for, including case numbers, call and response times, addresses. State law requires public agencies to respond to such requests within 7 working days, either producing the records or denying their request. We got the city's response to our request 2 days later. Quote, "The city has reviewed its files and has determined there are no responsive documents to your request." End quote. That didn't make a lot of sense to us. So we revisited the matter 3 months later. This time we simplified our language, asking for call and response times, block addresses, and case numbers. Once again, the city told us, no responsive documents found. Our investigators spoke directly with Deputy Chief Tyrone Buckley, who oversees JPD's administrative division. He put us in touch with Chastity Brinson, who manages the records department. On June 11th, Brinson told us by phone that their computer-assisted dispatch system does not normally include officer arrival times on scene, so they denied our entire request. She also noted that JPD had recently switched to a new software system for logging and responding to 911 calls. She told us the 2019 and 2020 logs were likely archived in their old system, and she would have to consult their information systems experts to figure out how to provide the records to us. We waited almost 4 weeks and received no further response. When we inquired with the deputy chief, we received this response from Ms. Brinson. Quote, "I stated we could not produce the requested documents in the format of which you requested, and also that it could only be printed through my department. My recommendation was to speak with the IS department to see if another format was possible." End quote. It took the city 5 months to come up with that response, well past the 7 working day limit provided for in state law. So 12 News is taking the complaint to the state's Ethics Commission. They oversee compliance with the public records law. The Ethics Commission has ruled that the department has violated the public records law on at least 7 occasions since 2014.